ข่าว PBS
PBS
Narcotics are potential.
911 no.
Test store.
Defense is going to have a full-on trial of George Floyd, who's not on trial. That is what they're doing.
Legal experts say this isn't surprising. Richard Fraze teaches criminal law at the University of Minnesota.
It's very common for the defense to try to turn the tables and put the victim and/or the prosecution on trial. So you've seen a lot of that, and some of that is blaming Floyd for his own death.
But this is no ordinary case. For the millions watching, it's not about the legal technicalities. It's a referendum on the future of police
วันนี้เป็นวันแรกที่มันเริ่ม
Chief in Thailand teaches law at the University of St.
vaccine for everybody
Most of the world and the southern states looking at it through their own
มันก็เลย
experience. What is
ต้อง
the
มี
narrative
something
of policing? Good or bad or
ที่มัน
otherwise?
ไม่
What
manage
is racism? What is structural?
Is that today?
Yep, start today this week.
Oh, jeez.
Are also at the heart
Or
of the
adult
case.
Protesters say this trial
Can,
might not
take a
have happened
vaccine,
if not for
but-
the millions who marched through the streets.
ต้องมี schedule มี appointment
Precedent, but it's only one step, they say, in a longer fight for systemic change. I'm Layla Falzik.
And I'm Adrian Florido, reporting from Minneapolis.
Adrian is now on the line with us from Minneapolis. Adrian, there has been so much anticipation and so much anxiety about the start of this trial. What is the mood today in Minneapolis?
It can only be described as tense. Everyone here understands the magnitude of this moment. It's also somber feeling in Minneapolis today. Last night I was at this vigil that George Floyd's family held about a mile from where he was killed. Here's what his brother, Colonis Floyd, said at that vigil.
The officer went and killed my brother's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. He had a smirk on his face as he tortured my brother to death as his soul left his body.
As you can hear now, while the start of this trial also has the family and really the whole city revisiting what happened 10 months ago.
Given the significance of this trial and the importance of this moment, I imagine that civil rights leaders have arrived in the city.
They have, and they continue to arrive. The Reverend Al Sharpton was also at that vigil last night. And he reiterated this point that we've been hearing a lot, that while this trial is about Derek Chauvin and George Floyd, it's also much bigger than that. And here's what Al Sharpton said last night.
So tomorrow begins the trial of not only Chauvin, but the trial of the ability of the criminal justice system in this country to hold police accountable. Chauvin is in the courtroom, but America's on trial.
You know, Noah, because there is a lot of worry among supporters of the Floyd family that the defense in this trial may try to blame Floyd for his own death, Sharpton, the Floyd family, and other leaders are this morning going to gather outside the courthouse where Chauvin is being tried, and they're going to take a knee for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, the amount of time that Chauvin kneeled into Floyd's neck.
Adrian, you had done some reporting on how difficult it was to pick a jury in this case, given the high-profile nature of the crime. What do we know about the jury?
Well, the jury is made up of 14 people, 12 regular jurors and 2 alternates. And I think it is notable that the jury is significantly more diverse than the trial. So about half of the jurors are black and racial, the other half are white. Inside the courtroom, they're going to be seated not in a jury box, but in chairs spaced out on the courtroom floor as a precaution against the coronavirus. And because this trial is being televised, the court is being careful to protect their identities, so they won't be shown on camera, and their names will be known by the public sometime after the trial will happen.
Okay. And so we have opening statements starting today. How will the rest
like, this is not good.
They called the police, grabbed their 2 pugs, and ran to the attic where they waited in the darkness for about 2 hours.
One of us has got one dog, the other's got the other, and we're just kind of telling each other that we love each other, and it's terrible to talk about, honestly. It wasn't fun at all.
Long and his wife are 2 of the 130 people rescued from the flash floods. Swift water rescue teams created after another flood in 2010 evacuated drivers trapped in cars and residents stuck in submerged homes. A police officer was hospitalized after injuring himself during a water rescue. When the water started sweeping down the street like a river, Greg LaBelle got in his truck and started driving around to warn his neighbors. Many had been asleep, completely caught by surprise.
It was kind of sketchy. The water was already blasting across the roads at that point. But it was, I've got a 4x4 and it was up to the bottom of the truck already. So I was just driving around to see if anybody needed any help getting out and making sure people were awake.
LaBelle had just moved into his home before the last massive flood in 2010, and he didn't expect to live through 2 historic storms in just over a decade. He says he doesn't have flood insurance, so he'll be paying for the damage to his backyard out of pocket. But LaBelle says he has no plans to move away, even if there's a risk the creek that runs through his neighborhood could overrun again.
It happens. You know, it's just like if you get hit by a tornado.
Pizza Patrol.
We're gonna pack up and move to the desert because
Pizza Patrol.
LaBelle says the community is tiny. All along the block, neighbors, relatives, and friends turned out to help
25 บาทใส่กับ
basements, whose pipes freezing mud, and hauled armfuls of shirts and shoes and furniture into the
That sounds bad.
They've been through floods before, and they came together to remove the wreckage.
ปลาที่เหลือ2 ชิ้นนะคุณพี่ยังเมื่อคืนไม่ได้กินใช่ไหมลูก
เออ
ใส่
เรา
ตู้เย็นไว้
กิน
ไม่ได้
ไว้
กิน
ซุปกับปลาเนี่ยอร่อยที่จะทอดแคทฟิช
This is NPR News.
At 8:19, CNBC heard from officials who arrested rare seeds and microbes on hundreds of millions of biological specimens are stored across the U.S. Caretakers are trying to make them accessible for future
Don't keep it
research.
right.
Next on Morning Edition, we'll report on what's been done so far.
ค่อยมีไข่ต้ม4 ใบ
KERA
ปลามีประโยชน์กว่าเนื้อสัตว์เยอะ
As migrants reach the U.S.-Mexican border in large numbers, the federal government is struggling to develop a workable strategy to address the issue.
เสียตรงที่มัน
Sarah
แพ
R.
ง
Coleman of Texas State University joins us to talk about the complex policies that greet migrants and how they came to be. And in the second hour, should the single-family home be detached from the American dream? That's next time on Think, today at noon on KERA. Hi, it's Rachel Martin with NPR's Morning Edition. People have stories about their car. That long summertime family road trip. The hand-me-down first car they got when they turned 16. First car they bought on their own.